Hey everyone, this is Scott from thedailyexposition.com. This video, we're going to be unboxing the Google Nest Hub. We're going to be talking about where this device is supposed to fit in your smart home and how this kind of differs from the Nest Hub Max, which I also have, and why I'm using this to replace my Nest Mini instead of getting a Google Home or the new Nest Home that they're supposed to be releasing. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and start unboxing this. So as I sort of mentioned, I'm going to be putting this in my living room. I previously had a bookcase in the living room that I then ended up replacing with a nice side table. And my knife skills are not the best here, but I am trying to conserve the box. Anyways, I am replacing it that way I can have a new display instead of the Nest Mini that I was previously using. As we all know, the Google Home, which is the original device, has been discontinued, and they have released images of it, so at least they were leaked. And outside of it, we haven't really found any useful bits of information. And that's ultimately because Google is Google. Everybody thought that the big event that they were going to announce would have been the new Google Home, and they did not. Instead, we got a month long of sales that were basically just the same products being put on sale, and they gave it a bunch of dumb names like the Nest cooking timer, and it was just not a good sales event. Anyways, though, you go ahead and you open this up nice and slowly. You put it over to the side. And the packaging is one thing that Google always does very well. We're just going to briefly go over the general display here. So obviously we have the device in hand. The top left and top right are your sensors, and you should have, these are your microphones rather, and you have your ambient light sensor. There is no camera on this device. The reason for that is because it is reserved for the Nest Hub Max. The reason I didn't go with the Nest Hub Max is because this is not going to be the main control room for the smart home, but I did want to have some sort of display so I could use it to show photos, or if I just want to get quick information. It's not like in a bedroom where you don't necessarily need a display because you're primarily using it in your bedroom as a means of playing music primarily. But in my living room, it is nice to get quick information. For instance, if I'm sitting in the living room, it's normally midday, so if I want to know it's going to rain, I can just check the display and I can get that information out. And the issue with the Nest Hub Max is that while the display is much larger, it's about 3 inches larger diagonally, it's also significantly more expensive than what this device is. This device clocks in at around $100. You could probably pick it up from Best Buy right now for probably like $90. And it's pretty inexpensive by comparison, and you also save on the lack of inclusion of a camera. I will note though, compared to the Nest Hub Max, you will not have direct integration with Nest Protect. Nest Protect is their system to give you notifications if there's movement in the house, but you will get the Nest Protect feature that warns you if it detects glass breaking because of the microphones that are built in. You have your display, it's covered with this nice plastic. On the back, for the curious, this is your ability to turn off the microphone. You can just slide this over and it will turn it off. It is a physical switch as opposed to a software switch. On the bottom, you have the classic Google orange rubberized stick. It's supposed to help it from falling over off the device you place it on, and you just have your power port on the bottom. It's such a small device and it's very lightweight. And I wouldn't recommend getting this for your kitchen area because your kitchen area, you may be using it for recipes, maybe watching videos. But for a secondary display that you're trying to put in a non-central room, I would definitely consider getting this. One more note is over here on the right-hand side, because this is something that people get confused on. This is where your volume rocker is to go up and down. They're not located anywhere else, but a lot of people don't realize that these buttons actually exist. We'll go ahead and remove the rest of this plastic. And it looks great. You can never fault Google's sense of design. Everything else that comes in the box is the thing that it's sat in, which isn't all that important. We then have the power jack. I will say one thing that Google does annoyingly is their power jacks aren't rounded. So if you're trying to use multiple outlets, or you have one outlet and you're sharing it with a extender to give you more ports, this is going to be your worst enemy. But the plug is very nice. It's high quality. You're not going to expect any issues with it in the interim. I haven't had any issues with really any of my devices as of yet, and I do have quite a few of them. And everything else in the box is truly just cardboard for support. You can recycle this box fully. It does come with the getting started guide, which you honestly shouldn't need. It's not overly complicated, and I will make a video to show you kind of how to set this up, but it's really simple to set up in the first place. So that is really all for the unboxing video. You get the nice display to go in your living room, and you do get this nice power cable, even though it's rounded, and it bothers me that it's rounded. But if you do have any questions about this device, as always, you can ask me in the comments below, and I'll make sure to address them as I can, because I do use Google Home, previously used Alexa, and I did end up switching. Otherwise, make sure to like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.